Hey, what's going on, guys? We got Professor O coming through with a dose of that good yolk. I'm everywhere like broken glass and around like a circle. Anyway, anyhow, let's get down to this round. Now today I want to talk about love. It's not a struggle. Oh my gosh, it's like a few couple of times. Every time I give my intro, I'm always like burping up. It's like I'm getting the gas out, right? What's going on? Yo, an intro, right? I'm not editing that out. Oh my. We're gonna keep rolling and strolling because I'm always so sexy. Can you dig it? Yeah, I think you can. So all right. Oh, let's late that is, right? Yeah, love is not a struggle. So all right, well, you know what that is, right? It's very self-evident because I need you to realize a lot of the traits that we have, we're mimicking God because God has these traits in this fullness, in this totality. It is perfect, it is over abundantly effective and developed at its point in time, like literally at all times. So when we're demonstrating love to ours, of course you want to go through, I don't get into that, I have those in the points. But when we're in love, everything that is of the positive that represents God is supposed to be easy. It's literally supposed to be exactly as it feels. It's supposed to be easy, not overthinking. It's supposed to just flow. You know what I mean? Just go and flow, never slow, at an expedient, immediate pace, literally. So when you're in a situation and when you're starting to feel like maybe, all right, like love can be anything, right? Because again, when I'm talking about love, I'm talking about the positive side and the more generally perceived version of love. Because when we're talking about love, everybody's own personal perspective of love can really differentiate from all sorts of individuals and their different personalities. What I'm talking about is the generally perceived and understood as what we know as love, or at least of what we generally suppose it was supposed to be like, because it is, literally. But then you have different type of personalities out there and you have different type of versions of what they call love. I digress, and they try to reinvent the wheel. What you cannot do is just whatever, right? But I digress. So let's get into it. Trust and believe, love is not a struggle. It may have its trials and tribulations. You're in a boxing match. I need you to realize that, and this can go for platonically or romantically, like literally. You have people in there, they be like, I love this guy, or I love her. That's my heart, that's my world, etc. So first and foremost, I remember I'm watching a video. I watch many different videos with different perspectives just to kind of get an idea of the personalities that do exist and inspiration, because I'm inspired by so many, so a lot. So whoever's out there creating, please keep on creating. Everything and every little thing inspired me, then I am grateful to even be able to see it and experience it. But I'm watching a video and this woman, she was venting and she was saying, oh, you're the heaven to my hell, the light to my darkness. I'm not sure if I said this in a previous video, this analogy, but when I heard that, that kind of frightened me a little bit, because I'm like, first and foremost, how are you going to tell me that I'm the heaven to your hell and I'm the light to your darkness? So then if I'm that to you, then what are you to me? Because if I'm your heaven to your hell, then you're my hell to my heaven. You're my dark to my light. I'm looking for the best. I ain't looking for stress. What the hell is that? That doesn't make sense. That's crazy to me. But at the same time, people say these things because it sounds good. And they don't actually understand what they're saying. It just sounds good. Or they do mean what they're saying, but they don't even understand how egoic and how single-sided it really is. It's like you're only thinking about yourself. Damn, what about the person you want me to pour into you? Can I get some refill? I'm looking empty over here. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Can you pour it to my vase? Can I flow with some of that good old energy I gave back? Come on, can you ricochet? Damn, it's like I'm dealing with an abyss. It's crazy. I digress. Let's get to the point. It's understanding when times are tough and trying. Literally. Now, that's what love, at least what I expect it to be, is when times are tough and when times are trying and when life is just lifing, you have an understanding of how things are and you're flowing with it. Now notice I'm not using any type of analogy dealing with a companion or any other party to add on to it, because to me personally, I think love in general, when it hits to a highest point, it supersedes affection and, arousal and things like that. It goes to a point where it's an understanding, and then that leads into unconditional love of what we have an idea of, because it's a understanding. You know what I mean? It's like perceiving the future and accepting the present. To understand that by me understanding who you are presently, regardless of it's negative or positive, I see you in your perfected form, regardless if you even reach there. It's literally accepting your potential as if it was actual and present. To me, that's my perspective on what God's unconditional love is. Because when God unconditional love, when he looks at you, he's looking at you in your perfected state. He's not looking at you on where you're currently getting to that point. He's looking at you like you're already there and is providing for you in that sense. That's why, to me, but it's my personal opinion, why God blesses you abundantly and not equally. Remember, God doesn't even deal with equality. He deals abundantly. Whatever you reap, you sow, but it's not equal. You get an abundance, and it's a tremendous amount, right? But I digress. I'm going to continue on. Short topic here, but something I found inspired to do. And this goes for platonic and romantic relationships, like literally. Because love is just, it could be, you can get a heartbreak from a friendship. You really can. Very, very interesting experience. I firmly believe that struggles and stress comes from not cutting that thorn off. And I've said this in many videos. If you're stressed, cut that situation out. Cut it off. It's not serving you. It's not behooving you. You're not learning from the situation, or you already learned it, and you can't keep repeating the same thing. You're not going to get the same experience because you already passed it. You surpassed the situation. So it's time to move on. So as you're moving on, and again, there's nothing wrong with revisiting a situation, but when you already surpassed it, sometimes you shouldn't revisit the situation. You got to move forward. But now, as you're moving forward, it's very interesting how things can come full circle. Because as you take your journey back full circle and you come back to your beginning point, it won't be the same, because that journey that you took around about was what changed you and developed you into the situation to be able to handle your beginning. So now that beginning may look similar in an environmental perspective, but when it comes to actually experiencing and getting the nutrients and the experience, right? I guess that'll be the right word. The nutrients from the experience, you know what I mean? The details that make you into a better person, to increase your perspective and your insight, etc., so forth. You'll be able to handle that new beginning more adequately. I digress from there. Folks be holding on to bonds that died years ago, literally, man. You gotta realize, like, that's the reason being, because again, realize this is why I don't really believe in soulmates and things like that, because if your soul is your mental, emotional makeup, which it is, and if my mind and my mentality and my emotions are growing, meaning that my mind is growing and my emotions are being discerned consistently and constantly, which means I'm gaining more emotional intellect, and I'm developing my emotional intellect, and my mentality is growing as well as my emotional intellectual discernment, then that means clearly, as this person, if I'm a soulmate, if I have a soulmate, that means that soulmate is likely to change because I'm changing. So how can I be a soulmate to this one individual here if they're not even changing? You know what I mean? It's a difference from, it's like, you have your core, you have who you are at your core, and it's about developing the traits that you gathered along to increase who you naturally are. And that's how you grow genuinely and authentically. You're not changing from the out, you're changing from within. So when you're dealing with that type of growth, and if I'm growing in that type of direction, and if I'm dealing with someone that may have claimed to be a soulmate, or may say that's a soulmate, etc., so forth, and they're not growing at all, or they're not trying to grow, or any of that, how can this individual be my soulmate if we're not aligned anymore? Right? That doesn't logically make sense to me. So maybe I don't have enough information on it. Perhaps I don't. I don't look into those things because it don't interest me. But for how I perceive that, that doesn't work out. I have whoever's made for me will be for me as I get to that point of who I'm becoming. Now, if they're on a path of becoming and I'm on a path of becoming, then logic dictates that aligns. Yeah, and opposites attract. That don't mean when they stick together, it's peace and harmony. It may be chaos and distress. No one wants that, right? We want peace and harmony and harmonious actions. Can you dig it? I think you can. And yeah, that's it for that topic. And you already know I got the handy dandy notebook. And the spot don't make it how he writes in the script. Clearly I do. Can you dig it? I think you can. But yeah, that was it. Again, a quick topic, that's all. Again, this message is for the adept out there, for the master, the expert, the pro fishing, the e-fishing, the self-fishing, the one that's always doing it and never losing it, that's growing in all time. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. And remember, speak good, see good, do good. When it is good, it's all good. Can you dig it? And for the haters out there that love looking at your boy, make sure you look at my good side, because you know that I'm sexy. Can you dig it? Yeah, I think you can. Peace, love, and light. See you guys in the next video.